Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. I am finally recording an episode after more than a year. I just looked at my channel, and it has been over a year since I put up an episode. I really did not expect or plan to be gone this long, but I want to do better. I'm going to try my best to do better. But I'm not going to make promises because, what happens will happen, right? I do this for fun. But I really need to add this back into my routine, and I'm going to try my best to do that in 2026. I love being in community with all of you. I'm getting ready for the Black History Make-Along. I'll say more about that later. But I am really excited to be doing this in a new space, which I'll also tell you about in a little bit. But let's jump in. All right, so let's start with Barigani. What's the news? What's happening? Well, it's been over a year, so a lot has been happening. First of all, one of the reasons I've been away so long is that we moved. I think I mentioned in my last episode that we were going to be building a new house, and we did that. That's the new space that I have here. That process took almost a full year from the time we actually signed the papers to get started until we had a fully finished house. And then it took another probably 4 months or so to get our basement finished and to have my new craft room. So I finally have a space now where I can record podcasts regularly. So that was kind of getting away because I just didn't have space to do these recordings. And a lot of my yarn was just stored in bins because I didn't have anywhere to put it. So, but we are here and we are enjoying our new space. I was able to fit most of my yarn here. I'll try to include some footage of this space kind of coming together. But yeah, it's been crazy. We were in our old home for 20 years, so we had a lot to sort through and pack up. And we also moved my dad in with us, so we had to go through his house. He had been in his house like 30, 40 years. And so going through his house and clearing stuff out there, it was a lot of things going on. So, but we're finally here. I'm really grateful for that. I am still serving in an interim leadership role at my job. It's been almost 2.5 years now. I'm hoping that we'll have some clarity on where my institution is planning on going moving forward soon. Hopefully March or April, we'll have some more clarity. But it's been pretty tough in higher education. I'm sure all of you are paying attention to the news. The current administration is coming for higher education. And so, like lots of institutions of higher education, we have been impacted by that as well. We had a couple of TRIO grants canceled for really no reason, programs that we've had for a very long time on our campus. One that we had for more than 25 years. So just dealing with all of this the stuff that's happening as a result of what's happening at the federal level in higher education, but also what's happening at the state level. For those of you who might be new, I'm in the state of Ohio, which is a red state. And just like what's happened in Florida and Texas, Indiana, we've had some legislation passed that makes it more difficult for us to serve students, quite frankly. So my job has been taking a lot of my mental bandwidth. Most days when I get home from work, I am just exhausted. I haven't been able to get to my regular weekly knit group because of it, but I'm going to try and work that out so that I can get there more regularly. I still find time for knitting, which is good, but it's just been taking a lot of time. The other thing that happened this last year is that my husband got laid off. He got laid off in April of 2025. The economy is terrible right now. So, finding another position has been really, really difficult. And he's an IT guy. And so people have this perception that, if you have experience or a degree in IT or computers or whatever, you'll always have a job. Not necessarily. That's been something we've been working through. And the other thing that happened last summer was that my local yarn shop closed, which was really sad because it's literally right up the street from my current home. I was looking forward to being able to walk there when the weather was nice. There's actually a new shop in the same location. I've been there once, and I didn't have the experience that I would like to have in a yarn shop. Not to say that it was bad, because it wasn't bad. I just didn't feel the same sense of belonging that I felt when I went to Harps and Thistles. The good thing is that a lot of the folks that were regularly at Harps and Thistles have kept our Thursday night knit group going. So we've been meeting at different locations since the shop closed. So that's really nice. So that community is still together and growing, which is really awesome. But I have been using For You up in Oberlin, which is like an hour from where I live, as my local yarn shop. I don't get there very often, but when I need something, that's where I've been going. Lisa has just created a really lovely, inclusive community there. And I love visiting her shop. So whenever I've gotten some time, I've taken a nice drive up to Oberlin to visit her shop and to support her. And that's really important given we've had a number of Black-owned yarn shops across the United States close. And she's still hanging on, but it has been difficult. Like I said, this economy is not strong right now. And when people don't have disposable income, they don't buy yarn. Yarn shops across the country, small businesses across the country are really struggling to stay afloat. And businesses that are women-owned, businesses that are owned by people of color are especially struggling during this time. So I just want to encourage people to really support small businesses, local businesses, as much as you can. Even if you can't spend money, promote them on social media, tell your friends, those kinds of things, because that helps too, just raising awareness. So, even though those are all like kind of not happy things that are happening, God is still good. I will say that, for example, even though my husband's been laid off financially, we've been fine. And that is because this interim role that I didn't expect to be doing this long compensates me enough that we're okay. So that's been a blessing. Having my dad with us has been great. Not to say that there haven't been bumps along the way, because whenever you enter into a new living situation, there are some growing pains, but overall it's been really good having him with us. So that's really nice. I still find time to be involved with my church. And of course, knitting, always knitting. That's what helps keep me sane. Like I've had time to do a couple of Bible studies. We just finished one for Advent. And I'll probably be doing another one during Lent. And me and a friend of mine have been doing those together, which is nice because we kind of share the teaching load. But we've been meeting at different breweries around town. So that's been fun because it gives us a chance to visit different breweries. And, then people see us out and about. And I think at least I hope it gives people a better sense of what Christianity really looks like and is. So that's been fun. So yeah, there have been bright spots. So even though I kind of feel like sometimes, our country is imploding, that higher ed is imploding, things have been good. God is still good. We are still good. And I don't know if you're following the monks that are doing the peace walk, but I started following them, and just seeing the response to that is just one more bright spot, despite all of the things that are happening around us. So things have been good. So that's what I've been up to. That's not everything, but that's enough for now. I want to spend a little bit of time on a Limu education, and just tell you about a couple of things that I have been reading that I think you might want to consider for your own education. One is I am currently listening to Where Do We Go From Here? Which is the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's last book. And it was really it's an answer to that question about where do we go from here. So it's, after the height of the civil rights movement, the Black Power movement was growing. And Dr. King was really shifting from a focus on race to a focus on economic inequality. And he had started to talk about how people who were experiencing poverty needed to come together to fight for a more just economy. And it's really interesting I've read this book before, But it's really interesting to read it now because so much of what he says in this book is relevant for today. And so, I'm listening to it on audiobook. So I listened to a little bit of it. And then I have to just put it down for a while and really think about some of the things because it really is so appropriate for the things that are happening in our country now. So highly recommend that as something that you want to read. The other thing that I just got is a book. I'll put it up there. This is a really good read. If you're interested in really getting deeper into your study of the Bible, and if you're one of those people who is kind of deconstructing, that means that you're kind of reconsidering all of the things that you may have learned in your own faith walk, because there's a lot of bad theology out there, a lot of harmful theology out there. So I think anybody who was raised in the church, as they grow in their faith, you have questions. And so there's a lot more resources out there that help you kind of rethink some of the bad theology or harmful theology that we've been taught. But also, if you're just curious in finding resources that really help you respond to people who say that they're Christian but are practicing harmful theology, this is a really good resource. This book is written by Dan McClellan. He is a Bible scholar, a religion scholar, and he's written a number of books. He has a podcast called Data Over Dogma. He also has a YouTube channel. You can find him by just Googling his name, but I'll leave a link to his channel in the show notes. So you can just listen to some of what he has to say on his YouTube channel and his podcast. But this particular book is really looking at some what we consider controversial issues like abortion and helping you understand from a scholarly perspective what the Bible actually says about those things. Because we have people out there who are saying that the Bible teaches particular things when it really doesn't, or are interpreting the Bible very literally, instead of recognizing that the Bible, different parts of the Bible are written for a particular people at a particular time in a particular context who are facing particular systems and problems. And so we have to interpret the Bible in that context. We cannot take it literally, although we can learn lessons from it that we can use to grow in our own faith walk. We really can't take the Bible literally. And there are lots of spiritual writings that were left out of the Bible. So if we're just using the Bible, we're not getting really a full picture of the gospel, in my opinion. So this is a really good book, kind of gives you an arsenal, if you will, to respond to maybe some of your conservative friends and family who want to, throw the Bible up as a reason for why they believe what they do. So highly recommend that you pick this up. Or listen to the podcast or YouTube channel. All right, so that's what I have for education. And let us actually have show notes. Like, I feel so organized today. Kumba, creativity. So I am going to show you 2 finished objects because that's all I have here with me right now. I finished a lot of things, but I've given them all away. I made a couple of pairs of socks for my dad, who really likes them. He has discovered that he likes hand-knit socks. What else have I just can't remember all the things that I have made. But I've test knit for a couple of hat patterns. And that's always fun. So got a lot of things that I finished. I made a couple of sweaters because my brother and his wife had twins over the summer. So I made them some sweaters, so that was fun. So I finished a lot of things, but like I said, I don't have them with me. But I do have a couple of hats to show you. The first one is a little baby hat. Look at that. So I had this on the needles for a long time and I wanted to finish it, so I just seamed up the top. So it gives it a kind of interesting shape, but I think that'll be cute for a baby. We have a lot of staff in my area who are expecting children or just had babies. So I'm working on a couple of gifts for that staff, but this is cute. I don't remember where I got this yarn. But it's actually 2 yarns held together. So it's a mohair silk and a fingering weight, which is why it's fuzzy, but it's the same color. I love how it looks. I've got plenty of it, so I might make a regular size hat with it. But yeah, this is cute. Nice for a little baby girl because it's got some pink in it. So yeah, I got that done. I've been trying to work really hard on finishing whips or making decisions to frog some whips. So, since I was working on this new space, I really wanted to use the opportunity to clear some things out. So this cart right here, that's all whips that I've decided I'm going to finish. So they're staying there. And then here I have some, in this cart back here, I have whips that I still need to go through to see if there's anything else that I want to frog. But I had a bin full of whips, many of which I decided to just frog and return the yarn to stash so that it can become something new. And that was really nice. It, takes a lot of pressure off of me. I have ADHD. Back in the day, they called it ADD, attention deficit disorder, because it's like the inattentive type. So I'm not like hyperactive, but I just get interested in a lot of different things and I want to do all the things. And I love starting something new. But it gets out of control. So I'm at that point where I'm feeling like things are out of control. So I've been trying to, like I said, clear out whips, frog stuff that I know I'm not going to finish. And then I'm determined to work through these. But still giving myself enough grace that I can start some new things, because I have started some new things. But finishing some whips has been really, really great. The other finished object I have is another hat. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So this is a new pattern. I'm going to show you those cables again because they are just beautiful, I think. And the shape of this hat is really kind of cool. It's like a shape that is really kind of popular now among the young folks. So this pattern is called the Dimer Beanie, D-I-M-E-R. I'll link to it in the show notes. It's by Chin Matthews, who is a Black designer. And I tested another hat for him a couple months ago. But this pattern just was released yesterday. Today is Saturday, the 10th of January. So it came out yesterday on Friday. So you may have seen my post about it. But this is knit on sport weight yarn. The yarn is from Junction Fiber Mill Company. Yeah, Junction Fiber Mill. The base is called Roots Light because it's a sport weight. This colorway is Forest, and it's showing up pretty true to color on the screen. It's really nice yarn. I had not tried it before. I hadn't heard of Junction Fiber Mill, but it's a really small mill, so it's a small business, and they produce some really nice yarn. I love the feel of this. It was a joy to knit with, and just look at how it knit up. So I definitely want to get some more of their bases just to try them out. I think that pattern is about $5 on Ravelry. So not very expensive, but really, really nice. All of Chin's patterns are really fantastic. One that I've had in my favorites for a long time is a sweater. It's called the Mud Cloth sweater. And it actually looks like African mud cloth. So I really want to make that at some point. But definitely check out his other patterns. Like I said, he's got some really nice hats, some really nice cowls. He's a great designer. So one that you might want to consider for the Black History Make-Along. So that's really it for my FOs at this time. I do have, like I said, a lot of whips. I'm not going to show any of these. I'm going to show a couple that I am working on right now. Ones that are getting the most of my attention. So I mentioned that there are a few people at my job. I think we have 5 people who just had or are expecting babies. One of my goals is to really clear out some of my yarn collection here. I decided to use some yarn I have left over from another project. It's 100% acrylic. It's Hayfield Bonus DK in the colorway Chocolate. Really nice chocolatey brown. To do a sweater for one of the staff who are expecting. And this sweater is called Mom's Hug. This is where I am so far. I should probably turn on my ring light so I don't have so many shadows, but look at that. It's got a nice cable on the front. Nice pattern here on the front. It's really nice. The pattern is really inexpensive. Actually, I have it right here. There it is. Mom's Hug. And it's like $6.73 on Ravelry. It's really a simple pattern. The repeat that you do is pretty easy to remember. And I just started this a couple of days ago, and it's going really quickly. Like you can see, I already split for the sleeves. So now it's just it's going to be pretty simple to finish that off. So I should be able to finish that in the next week or so. So that's been a lot of fun to work on. The other thing that I've been working on is something that I've been telling my daughter I would do for a long time. I've had the yarn for quite some time, I think since last summer. And I had to wait for it because I had to, one of the colors I had to order special. But I made a visit to For You. It's probably been a year ago now that I was, when I saw this yarn, but she had knit a sweater that she had there on display that I really loved. And my daughter happened to FaceTime me while I was in the store. So I had her on FaceTime and I'm walking around For You. And I showed her the sample and she was like, oh, I really like that. And I was like, you want me to make it for you? She was like, yeah. So I said, okay, I will. So it's this sweater, the Autumn Alpine. I'm sure many of you have heard of this pattern by Caitlin Hunter. It's got like lots of projects on Ravelry. A lot of people have made this pattern. I think it was one of those like trending patterns on Ravelry at some point. But it's been really fun to work on this project. The yarn, let me show you my project bag because it's really cool. Look at that. This really isn't a project bag. It's a bag that my cousin brought me from Malawi. She lives there part-time. And this is made from recycled trash, basically. So there's this nonprofit called And Proud. There's the tag there. And they employ people by having them make bags from recycled material, which is really cool. So this yarn is Jill Draper Makes Stuff. There's the ball band. And I have two colorways, Antique Gold and Inky. And this is their Mohonk 360 base. It is a sport weight yarn. It's 360 yards, 113 grams. And it is 100% lamb's wool. So it feels really, really nice. And let me show you where I am so far. Look at this. I cast this on New Year's Day. It's rolling up a little bit. It's harder to see the color work, but look at that. So I haven't done too many color work projects. A couple of hats. I did do a couple of sweaters. So I'm getting better at it, but really enjoying it. So this is the antique gold color, and then the blue is the inky color. I really like the design of the collar. It was really kind of different, but I'm not sure how it's gonna fit. So I was looking at some of the projects with notes on Ravelry, and a number of people decided to just do a regular ribbed collar or folded collar. One of my followers on Instagram said she ended up ripping out her collar and doing a traditional ribbed collar. And I may do that. I don't know, or I might try just putting in like a crochet chain to kind of bring it in. I think it's just going to depend on how it fits. So my challenge is going to be that I'm probably not going to see my daughter in person. She was home for the holidays, but she lives in Colorado. We're here in Ohio. So I need to see how it fits to decide what to do about the collar. So I don't know how I'm going to make that happen, but we'll see. So any suggestions, let me know. I mean, I do like the way it looks in terms of the design. I just don't know what the fit is going to be. So that's where I'm at. And let me show you like all around. There's the Inky. It looks almost black, but it is dark blue. And then this is the antique gold. And it is just so nice. That lamb's wool is fantastic. So those two sweaters are taking up a lot of my time. The third thing that I started working on, I just started it yesterday. One of my gifts this year from Mr. Black Knitter was a celebration box from 1918 Yarn Company. And I'll show you the box in a minute. But I decided, because there's 24 mini skeins and then one full skein, I decided to make a blanket. And what I decided on was the Coziest Memory blanket. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And it's really just a bunch of mitered square. A bunch of mitered squares that you join together as you go. So you start with one and then you pick up stitches along the edge and start another one. So I literally just started this last night. So this is one of the minis. I'm picking some. The Jill Draper yarn is very sheepy. It has little bits of hay in it. So I've been picking it out as I come across it. And so I've got bits of it everywhere and it's getting into other places. So this is one of the minis from my celebration box. And I will just move right into Ujamaa Cooperative Economics so I can show you what the box looks like. So I want to show it without spilling everything. So the inspiration photo is right there on top. Nice peaceful photo. And then here's all the minis. I've only wound up the first row up here, and then I'll wind as I go, but lots of colors. And you can literally find all of these in the inspiration photo. And then this got this full skein of the blue. You see that in there? Isn't that cool? Got another sock ruler that came with it. And there were lots of other goodies that came with it, which was really nice. Opening that up every day was really fun. My husband got me one the year before, And he wrapped it and didn't give it to me until Christmas. So he missed that it was something that you give ahead of Christmas. It was like an advent calendar. But it was fine. But we laugh about that. So that was a lot of fun. So that was one. It really wasn't an acquisition because it was a present, but that's okay. The other thing that I bought that I want to show you is the Chicken Coop Dye Works Kwanzaa box. Carol at Chicken Coop Dye Works was the first one to do a Kwanzaa box a few years ago. And this year she was the only one that I could find that was doing a Kwanzaa box. So yeah, the thing that I love about Carol's box is that you get a lot of yarn. This box had 8 full skeins of yarn. That's a lot of yarn. Plus some goodies. And let me see if I can grab all the goodies. I have so much stuff on my desk here to show. All right. So the first thing that was in the box is a little notions pouch. Isn't that cute? Of course, I have a bunch of random crap. I'm into fiber arts. Cute. And inside this notions pouch was a little dinosaur progress keeper. Isn't he cute? Has on a little Santa hat and Christmas sweater. Very cute. A little sample of jasmine scented eucalyptus. This is good stuff. Got a little fighting cancer pouch here that has a progress keeper and stitch markers. Here's the progress keeper. It's a little heart. Get it turned around the right way there. Very cute. And it also has stitch markers that have the cancer ribbon. Very nice. That's cute. And it also came with a candle. Oh, here it is. It's like, where did I put it? Cinnamon stick candle. Yeah, I'll have to light that later. So that's nice. It also came with a big tote bag of tricks. Really cute. So this will go into my project bag collection for sure. And then I'm going to show you the yarn. So I got, she sent 3 different bases. The first one is a fingering base. So there's 1 skein of this yarn. It's 80% superwash merino and 20% silk, 400 yards. This is called Mint Julep. It's really pretty. Lots of colors in there. Look at those speckles. And this base is called Feathers, if you're interested. And I'll link Carol's shop below. So that is called Mint Julep. And then the rest of these are DK. So most of these are on her Pampered Poultry base, which again is a DK. It's 45% baby alpaca, 45% fine merino, and 10% silk. So this would make a really nice sweater, or you can make a bunch of hats with this, especially for your curly haired friends who need something with silk to put on their heads. So this one is called Pecking Order Fail. So this is really nice. This one is called Blue Slightly Bruised. Really, really nice. This one is called Peach as Pecked. That is very peachy. Let's see. This one is called All Grape, No Alibi. Very nice. It feels really, really nice, y'all. And this is called Free Range Consequences. Oh, those colors, yes. So, and then the third base that I got is called Hen. It is also a DK. It's 100% superwash merino at 17.5 microns. Those of you who spin probably know what that means. This one is, the colorway name is Nothing But Ash. It's a really nice kind of tonal gray. Very nice. And then this one is called Foraged Without Permission. This one is really nicely speckled. Look at that. Very nice. So, like I said, 8 skeins of yarn. 8 full skeins of yarn. All of that. It's a lot of yarn. So if you're looking for something a little different in your Advent experience, definitely check out Carol at Chicken Coop Dye Works Kwanzaa box for next year. So those are all the things I wanted to show you. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Black History Make-Along. Cindy, my friend at 1918 Yarn Company, is currently working on another colorway for Black History Month. That's really exciting. I saw a test sample just yesterday, so I'm excited about that. And we're working on doing a kit with a designer. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be posting it on Instagram. And I'll also be talking about it in my Discord server. So if you aren't part of the Discord and you want to, send me a message. You can either email me or message me on Instagram, and I'm happy to send you the invitation for the Discord server. To be eligible for prizes, you will have to post your projects there because it's really difficult to keep track of things on Instagram. The way that Instagram works now, if you don't have a certain number of followers or posts don't get a certain number of likes, even if you use a hashtag, it won't show up. So I don't see everything that people use or everything that people are posting. So that's why I moved to the Discord server last year. So that's what we're going to do again this year. I'm also thinking about adding a forum on Ravelry, but we'll see. When I get all of that figured out, I'll let everyone know via Instagram and Discord. So just be on the lookout for that. The rules will remain the same. All you have to do is support a Black maker. And for every Black maker that you support, you get an entry. So if you do yarn by a Black dyer, or purchase your yarn from a Black-owned yarn shop, use a pattern by a Black designer, in a project bag by a Black maker, use stitch markers or other notions from a Black maker, all of those things will get you an entry into the drawing for prizes. And let me tell you, I've got a lot of yarn to give away, a lot of nice stuff. Over my years of doing this, folks have been really generous and donated stuff to the make along. So I'm happy to pass on those things to all of you. That's it. Be on the lookout. The make along will start February 1st. I hope to get in another episode before then to talk about all things Black History Month make along. I will see you soon. In the meantime, Asante Sana.